Today I'm going to be demoing our exam room prep lab. The only critical items for this lab are you have to perform hand hygiene and you have to don a pair of clean gloves. Once you don this first set of clean gloves, you are going to go through the bed and you are going to put your items in biohazard and you are going to help start cleaning the room. Once you have initially cleaned the room, you are then going to have to doff that first set of gloves, re-hand hygiene, and you are going to have to don a second set of gloves prior to you setting up the room for your next patient. Today I'm going to be demoing our exam room prep lab. So when you first come in a patient's room to turn it over, you first want to hand hygiene and don a set of clean gloves. Once your gloves are on, you now need to dispose of the items that are left on the bed. To do this, first we're going to look at all of our biohazard and we're going to assess. Does our gauze need to go into the biohazard or can it go simply in the trash? Due to the saturation of our biohazard, I've determined that it needs to go in our biohazard bin. Prior to it going in there though, you want to make sure there is a red biohazard bag. Next, I'm going to look at our regular trash and take it over to the trash can. Once I'm done with that, I then need to roll up my sheets. And I want to do this away from my body so that I don't get anything on my uniform. Now that I'm done with that, prior to me cleaning up the bed, I'm going to elevate the bed to waist level so I don't the proper body mechanics. And then I'm going to grab my disinfecting wipe. Prior to using my disinfecting wipe, I want to look at the contact time. So how long does the surface have to remain wet for? In this case, it has to remain wet for 4 minutes. And then I'm going to start from the head of the bed and work my way down, ensuring that I get all the surfaces of the bed. To include the railings. Then I'm going to take a second disinfectant wipe and I'm going to wipe down the tray table and any equipment that is in the room that can be reused. Now that I'm done with that, I'm going to dispose or doff my gloves. This time while the bed is drying, I'm going to re-hand hygiene and don another set of clean gloves. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and drop my railings. And then I'm going to reset my room, getting ready for my next patient. So first things first, I need a clean sheet for my bed. gonna go ahead and restock my room. And then one of the last things I'm going to do is check my equipment for any frayed wires, the integrity of the equipment, and see if it needs any biomedical checks. And in this case, our equipment in this room needs a biomedical check. So I would go ahead and tell my instructor that the equipment needs that biomed check. And then the final steps, I will doff my gloves and hand hygiene. And now I am done. My room is ready for the next patient.